There's a new release from James O'Keefe, formerly of Project Veritas, now of O'Keefe Media Group, who frequently leak important secrets by setting up gay dates with people. Here's the video. So this is about the IRS.
So AI has access to like everybody's bank account?
What? They see the amount in your bank account, yes.
I can't. Is it constitutional to do that?
I doubt it. They are assholes.
Really?
They are the definition of an asshole. All of them. They have no problem like going after the small people, you know, putting people in prison, like destroying people's life. They have no problem doing that. They said that we were all nice when we started. Now look at us. Like they are like robots right now. All of them.
I can't wait.
God, he sounds worried. He sounds really upset about this. So this is for those listening, this is Alex Mena, not sure, from the Criminal Investigations Unit of the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS. And it's he's leaking information about the internal workings of the IRS. They're all robots. He's heard from people that say that we used to be good people, now look at us. And that AI has access to all your bank account details. Like how much money you have in your bank account. You might be suicided. It's a bit too high profile to do it just off the bat, I think.
To give this news to all of my friends.
Yeah, please don't tell them my name.
Do you think that you would like have to have like a lease price?
No, not the IRS. They can audit like whoever they want.
That's actually, it's a bit invasive, right?
Yeah. Like in 6 months, they were able to capture $500 million.
Do they have warrants to go into like the accounts to find that $500 million?
Like, no.
You said the IRS doesn't control the AI? Who does?
The Department of Justice and the Inspector General.
It's like he went into the army.
When I went to the Criminal Investigation Unit, the guy telling me like, well, the first person you shoot, you're gonna remember. But after that, you're gonna shoot like 100 people, you're not gonna remember any of them. Like destroying people's life. They have no problem doing that.
Is it constitutional to do that?
I doubt it.
So, chat, in terms of constitutionality, do you reckon there is a problem with AI having access to your bank account details? That the federal government has to know what's in your bank accounts? Now, that sounds like Fourth Amendment problem to me. But if they've already violated it at the point that they know what's in your bank accounts, then going a step further and applying AI to it probably isn't much different, legally speaking. Though it may be deemed to be against the law.
On No Mas Muertes, where we discovered a group facilitating human trafficking receiving $400,000 in tax-exempt money through a church, and then learning that churches don't require the organization to file an annual 990 tax return, well, we decided to take a closer look at the IRS. One of our citizen journalists signed up for the American Swiper program and managed to obtain a few meetings with IRS official Alex Mena, who works for the IRS in the Criminal Investigations Unit. Alex Mena says everybody he knows at the IRS are, quote, assholes, and, quote, destroy people's lives, unquote.
I met with the senior agents like the last week.
Yeah.
So they said like those agents have been there for like 15 and 20 years. They said that we were all nice when we started. Now look at us. They are assholes.
Really?
They are the definition of an asshole. All of them.
What do you mean by that?
Like, they have no problem like going after the small people, you know, putting people in prison, like destroying people's life. They have no problem doing that.
Problem is, Lighthouse is all, if they'd censored his face and name, then it would have reduced the authority of the source of the information. Still, maybe it would have been better to do so anyway, on just to say so that no, it is a good source. Don't get us wrong. It is a our source is good. We just can't reveal who it is. But unfortunately, they don't have the, at least not the mainstream clout, to just say that. So I think it's more impactful if you can see who it is. And don't have a great deal of sympathy. I mean, he seems to be lamenting this, so probably he's better than most of the rest of the people in the IRS, but he's still been around it. He's still not done enough about it. So I'm not too sympathetic. Yes, he might be. He might not end up keeping his job, Britwit.
They feel like they don't have any empathy at all towards it.
No empathy. They are like robots right now. All of them.
Alex Mena doubts the constitutionality of the IRS using artificial intelligence to snoop into people's bank accounts.
I can't. Is it constitutional to do that?
I doubt it. Yeah.
My goodness, though, but the AI getting into your bank account is just. I mean, I might have a nightmare tonight thinking about that.
Oh, please don't. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I can't wait to give this news to all of my friends.
Yeah, please don't tell them my name.
Alex Mena asks us not to tell anybody that he, Alex Mena, is the one telling us this.
Yeah, please don't tell them my name.
Alex Mena says the IRS doesn't need evidence for an audit.
Do you think that you would have to have a lease price?
No, not with IRS. They can audit whoever they want.
Alex Mena describes how the IRS has a system that uses artificial intelligence to target potential abusers.
So who makes those decisions, though, if you're not making that decision to go after a certain company or a person, then who is someone above you is making that decision?
No, actually right now we have a system that uses AI.
It uses AI?
Yeah, to target potential abusers.
How does the AI... Wait, I would never, ever have thought that would be possible.
Yeah.
AI really is out to take over the world, isn't it?
Yes.
So how does AI do that?
So we have all the information from all the companies
in before they are just going onto ChatGPT and saying, here's a document which contains the financial information of every citizen in the country. Please analyze it and tell us who is committing fraud. In before that's how they've done it. No, probably not, but it'd be funny. And, of course, highly unethical.
in the whole world, actually, not just in the United States.
Yeah.
So the AI looks at all the returns, looks at the bank statements, looks at the books. And if there is like a potential for fraud, like it knows there is a potential for fraud. Yeah.
So AI has access to like everybody's bank account? What?
Yeah. But they
Is
don't
that
know.
just in, is that like nationwide or just here in like New York, New Jersey?
No, nationwide.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But actually, like most of the cases, because we're still controlling the AI for now, because it's a new system. Like most of the cases we get is like referral. Like these people like snitching on each other. Those are like most of the cases we get right now.
That is very important because that's not just the IRS that works that way. That's everything. Everything that deals with a large number of human interactions. The two ways that they have to assess quote unquote misbehavior are reports and AI right now. And in both cases, they would, most of the time, have a human assess it before going forward. So if you get banned or reprimanded on some platform, it's likely that you were reported. It's also possible that an AI found you. So just bear that in mind. But it's not like if someone hasn't been detected yet, it's not because the platform's okay with it, it's because no one's reported it or that the AI hasn't noticed it. And the AI probably goes through pretty slowly.
What do you mean people snitching on each other?
Like we get an anonymous tip about like a huge corporation that like overvalued their assets by like $10 billion.
But does the AI also do their own investigation into people's emails or phone numbers or phone lines? No. But they just dip into your bank account.
They see the amount in your bank account, yes.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
A little invasive, isn't it?
And a lot of people like are not happy with it.
No, when did that begin? Has it always been this way, or?
Alex Mena describes how invasive the artificial intelligence warrantless searching is.
That's actually, it's a bit invasive, right?
Yeah.
Alex Mena, who works in criminal investigations for the IRS, says AI is working well and has captured $500 million in 6 months.
It's working really well.
It's working really well? What does that mean?
Like in 6 months, they were able to capture $500 million.
So $500,000.
$500 million.
$1 billion. Oh my God.
Yeah. In 6 months. It's crazy, right?
Do they have warrants to go into like the accounts to find that $500 million?
Like, no.
Last year, there was an article describing how the IRS was deploying AI to target rich partnerships and tracking of digital assets. The Supreme Court has upheld in Pulselli versus IRS the authority of the IRS to review bank records, in particular, examine the bank records of people with late payments without notice, and even their family members. This power is triggered under IRS Section 7602, which provides the authority to interview the taxpayer, the principal officers, third parties, and lower-level employees. There's also the Bank Secrecy Act, which examines transactions to detect money laundering and tax evasion. The Biden White House issued an executive order which included some federal limits on the use of artificial intelligence. Speaking of the Biden White House, Alex Mena points out that it's AI whether we want it or not. And after all, it's a, quote, federal agency under the president.
But the thing about the IRS, because it's a federal agency just under the president.
Wait, say that again?
The IRS, because it's a federal agency.
Mm-hmm.
We are like right under the Congress and the president.
Yeah.
The state really doesn't have a say on what we do.
Wow. So AI, whether we want it or not.
The Office of Management and Budget has also issued a draft memorandum detailing how government.
If any country in the world should not have one overarching collectivized and AI riddled as well tax system, it's the US. I'm not sure exactly how you would do it instead, but of course, about 100 years ago, you didn't have taxes.
Agencies should comply. The memo calls for designating chief AI officers, human fallback plans, compliance requirements, and other implementation issues. That draft memo states, quote, to improve accountability for AI issues, agencies must designate a chief AI officer, consistent with Section 10.1b of the AI Executive Order. Still, it's unclear whether any of this is in effect yet, and would have a generous timeline for them to be in effect before agencies had to follow their requirements.
Alex?
No, I don't actually have much of a problem with, or much of an additional problem with AI having this information. That's basically just a way of increasing the bulk of human-like reasoning that you can do about these things. What it'll do is it will make what they're doing faster. It will do more of it. So that's bad if what they're doing is bad, but if what they're doing is bad, then it's already bad, regardless how much faster they can do it. So AI isn't really the problem as far as I'm concerned here. Maybe other things about it that are. Yeah, I'm not sure if he says he doesn't think it's constitutional, but it probably isn't. It's probably possible to either say that none of it is, or all of it is. I don't think the AI is crossing a line on its own.
Mena at the IRS says it's actually the Department of Justice.
And if they were just using simple algorithms to determine who was more likely to be committing fraud, then people wouldn't be as concerned. But because big scary AI, people are.
Who who is currently, quote, controlling the AI used by the IRS.
The Department of Justice, the Inspector General, all those people are like controlling it, not the IRS.
You said the IRS doesn't control the AI? Who does?
The Department of Justice and the Inspector General.
Alex Mena says when it comes to accountability, well, that's non-existent. After all, it's just impossible to lose your job in the government.
It's almost impossible to lose your job in the government.
Really? What would you have to do to lose your job in the government?
I mean, I heard about a guy who showed up drunk to work and punched another person, and they just sent that person to therapy.
Hey, what?
They sent him to therapy.
Therapy for what?
He showed up drunk and punched a coworker.
So he didn't get fired for that? That's actually crazy. Any other job, you would get fired for that.
Not the government.
Huh?
Not the government. The unions are very strong.
Alex Mena, who works in criminal investigations at the IRS, says that they're currently targeting the National Football League.
So last week, like, the IRS decided to go after the...
If you ever suspect that the establishment is too strong, is this all-knowing, all-encompassing evil force, well, large parts of it are just bloated and stuck, and that a lot of the actions they take may originally span from their desire to keep their power, despite the fact that they absolutely do not, like, they do not have the means to produce any more power. So they just have to fake it and cheat.
The owners of the NFL teams.
What? We went after the owners of the NFL teams?
All of them. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun.
Why did they go after the owners of the NFL teams, though?
Because they are like billionaires, and like they pay like very little taxes. So
But are they using legal loopholes to do that, or are they...
that's what we're gonna find out, if it's legal or not legal.
How many NFL
Like
owners?
all the teams, everyone.
What?
Yeah. See, they don't care. Those people are not afraid of anything. If we find like a mistake, like, and we make them like pay like $100 million, that's a drop in the pocket for them. Like each NFL team is like worth at least $3 billion, at least.
Yeah, just because it's worth $3 billion doesn't mean they have $100 million in cash to give you. There's a difference between the net worth of something and the what do you call it, liquid capital, or just the amount of cash they have. $100 million is not a drop in the bucket for pretty much anyone. Not even Elon Musk can just summon up $100 million out of nowhere.
Alex Mena, who works for the
I mean,
IRS,
he might have that in liquid, but in liquid capital, but I don't know about that. For the like, Elon Musk is worth over $200 billion, but for the Twitter acquisition, he didn't $40 billion. He didn't just like, oh, that's fine, I'm worth $200 billion, I'll just give you $40 billion of my $200 billion. No, he doesn't have $200 billion, but that's sort of I think it basically means like, how much could he potentially, like, value of all his assets, yes, but it's sort of how much could he be lent and you could be assured that you would get it back. It's something like that as well, which is why for the $40 billion, sorry, almost all of that money was from investment banks and other very wealthy investors who intend to see a return on it. Almost none of the actual cash for it was his, but he has to pay them gradually from, I guess, the profits. So yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
in the Criminal Investigations Unit, is distraught that he's destroying people's lives.
When I went to the Criminal Investigation Unit, the guy telling me, like, well, the first person you shoot, you're gonna remember. But after that, you're gonna shoot like 100 people, you're not gonna remember any of them.
It's like he went into the army.
Most of the people in the criminal investigation unit, they are veterans.
Are you Alex Mena with the IRS?
So, Canadius, it was from what you said earlier. It wasn't that we can shoot 100 people and people won't care. What he was saying is I think he was making an analogy to the army, where for some reason he thought that the notion of the first person you shoot as a soldier, you remember, and then the next 100 you shoot, you won't remember. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's apparently something that he said. And that's the analogy they used to describe the IRS. Now, whether it was Alex Mena or whoever he was referring to in the IRS who was giving this analogy, I'm not sure, but that's the analogy being used. But it's not about you could shoot 100 people and people won't care. It's that we can no longer feel the emotional impact of the people that we have, whose lives we've ruined after the first. It's become mechanical. Okay, yeah, he's aware, but fair enough. But to explain to everyone else as well. Yeah.
I reached out to James as I was looking for a job, and we realized my dating experience would be beneficial to OMG. The button cameras are effective and easy to use to capture information, and there's effective communication methods to get someone to open up and to share details that affect our country. I believe the American public has the right to know about this. Join the American Swiper program today and go to o'keefemediagroup.com to help us seek the truth.
Yeah, that was basically an advert, but I decided it was worth playing it because it's a worthy cause. So this is just sort of a look. The AI thing I'm not as concerned with. Like, obviously, the whole topic is concerning, and maybe they shouldn't have the access that they do. But the fact that they're adding AI to that mix is a small issue on top of a potentially already large issue. The concern I have is more just that there's no oversight, which is, you would expect that to be the case, but that there's no oversight, and that if someone does do something wrong, it's going to be shuffled around. They're not going to be punished. And that the people in the organization they do unethical things all the time, ruin people's lives, and they either genuinely don't care or just force themselves not to because they have to do the job. Of course, they don't have to do the job, but they're doing it anyway. So that's my concern with this. Now, that's all stuff that we probably could have guessed already, but it's good to have it confirmed. Again, same with the previous one with the White House leaks. Yeah, Kira, I assume you were talking about the previous guy, the IRS guy. He does come off as less slimy than the rest of the O'Keefe sting targets. He seemed to be genuinely lamenting the state of the IRS. But he still works there. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, protecting that source, maybe. I'm sure that O'Keefe has explained why he doesn't do that.